permissions, like messes with it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go do that. I don't get it to that account, the admin account, whatever. I couldn't get back into my regular account. Can't get into my Teams, can't get into my Outlook. My admin account doesn't have any of those abilities. I couldn't message anybody. I have no called the global service desk, which is where I'm logged out of my computer. Can't get back in. I sent an email from my phone. Yeah, from like your personal email. And like, but I don't even, I'm guessing of what his email is. Like, I don't know him. I've never gotten an email from him. I'm like, oh, that's his email. So I'm sending it to what I know all the like emails should be like first, last name, at welding.ca. So bad. Don't have his phone number. It's a rough way to end my work day. And the global service desk is like, you can't do anything about it. You have to wait until tomorrow. I think it's already been escalated because we can't help you.
6'2" junior guard out of Whitney Springs, Georgia, number 3, Jeffrey Manley. Our redshirt senior forward sitting at 6'5", Haley from Miramar, Florida, number 0. A 6'8" redshirt graduate forward out of Sarte, Oregon, Spain, number 21,
And they were like, well, technically, we can ask you to come in and we can come in. I'm like, I've never go. I don't know how you can tell me that.
Your Vikings are coached by Ryan Marks in his 12th season.
That doesn't make any sense. And then, like, if somebody asks, like, oh, if you want to go on vacation, are we still good to go work wherever? Not really, not exactly. I'm like,
Good evening. Welcome once again to the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois. It's a big CCAC matchup between two of the top teams in the conference. The hosts, the Fighting Saints of St. Francis, and the visiting Cougars of St. Xavier. Terry Bonadonna with you on the call for today's game. First time these two teams have matched up this year, although they've certainly seen each other in various events throughout the season. The opening tip is won by St. Francis, and the Fighting Saints take the opening possession in white, heading from right to left in this first half. Cougars in scarlets go from left to right. Aitor Anabadarte has the ball in the post for the Saints. He fires it outside to Delshawn Sims, who gets the scoring started with a 3. Delshawn Sims, along with Joffrey Nunnally, Ramel Davis, Merrick Small, and Aitor Anabadarte make up the starting lineup for the Saints today. Kevin Bishop inside for the Cougars. Bishop in trouble, has to kick it out. Three-pointer way off from Davion Lawrence. Fighting Saints get a stop on the opening possession. Cougars are the second highest scoring team in the nation this season. So good start for the Saints with the three-pointer and the stop. You figure they're going to have to shoot well to keep up with the Cougars today. Anabadarte finds an open shooter. That's Joffrey Nunnally knocking down the triple. 3 for Sims, 3 for Nunnally. And St. Francis is off to a great 6-0 start. Just a minute and 15 seconds in. A foul called on Ramel Davis as Julian Barr takes the contact. Julian Barr, Makai Wilson, Ashton Atwater, Davion Lawrence, and Kevin Bishop. Those are your starters for St. Xavier. This is the 5th game that St. Xavier has played in this arena this year. But again, the first against St. Francis. They're 2-2 on this floor this season. Cougars are 10-2 everywhere else. Three-pointer misses, offensive rebound grabbed by Bishop. Outside, a three-pointer for Makai Wilson, off the mark. Cougars are 0 for their first 3. Saints nearly turned it over. Nunnally's pass to Anabadarte was just barely kept in bounds. Here's Ramel Davis, leading scorer this season for the Fighting Saints. Merrick Small at the top of the circle, gives it up to Nunnally, 6 to shoot. Anabadarte tries from the outside. That's short. Long rebound to the Cougars, off and running. It's Ashton Atwater leading the offense. He flings it over to Makai Wilson. Drive from Davion Lawrence. Lawrence spins into the paint, gives it up at the last second and throws it straight out of bounds. And with that, the Cougars will make their first line change of the game. They tend to make these 5-for-5 substitutions. DeAndre Warren is in. Mason Kabelkis on the floor, along with Marko Tojagic, DJ Shelton, and Sando Hill. Full court press from the Cougars. First time they've been able to put this on today, and it results in a turnover. Sando Hill takes it away. Gives it up to DeAndre Warren. Cougars like to run the full court press, but they haven't been able to because they haven't made a shot yet. So they haven't been able to set up that defense until the previous possession, which results in a turnover and their first 2 points of the game. Sando Hill got the steal, and Hill gets the layup as well. Sims to Anabadarte, and Anabadarte is able to race across half court. Now he picks up his dribble, needs help, finds it from Joffrey Nunnally. Small, just outside the three-point line, bounces over to Sims. Delshawn Sims to a cutting Merrick Small, and Small is able to lay it in. 6-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Long pass to Tojagic, not able to finish. Cougars tried to work quickly, came up just short. Anabadarte up top. Directing traffic, he finds Sims, lob down low for Davis. Ramel Davis is double teamed, looking for help, and he throws it out of bounds. Going the other way. Saints go to their bench for the first time as Connor Casper and Ben Fatz come in. Merrick Small and Aitor Anabadarte depart 3.5 minutes in. 6-point lead for the Fighting Saints, trying to improve their record to 14-2 to open up this season. Sando Hill crosses over, kicks it outside. Shelton nearly stepped on the sideline. He's able to get a shot off, but it's no good. Rebounded by Ben Fatz and St. Francis. Delshawn Sims slows it down. Bounced over to Fatz. Sims around a screen. Gives it to Nunnally. Each of them has hit a three-pointer so far today. Ben Fatz's pass deflected and stolen by Kabelkis. Here come the Cougars. It's Sando Hill. Hill squares it up, passes to his left. Shelton. Guarded by Sims. Backs in. Shelton, turnaround, dish to Tojagic underneath the basket. Kicked outside into the corner. Mason Kabelkis misses the three. Rebound deflected, out of bounds. Last touched by the Fighting Saints. And Ryan Marks brings on the rest of his second unit. Shir Moraidi comes in. Sean Richardson and Nick Nigo. So 5 subs on the floor for both teams. We're only 4.5 minutes in. We've already seen 10 combined reserves. St. Xavier plays fast, so they always make line changes. Hill misses the long three. Rebound tipped over to Ben Fatz. But because of the pace that St. Xavier plays with, Ryan Marks might make a little extra effort to keep his guys fresh as well with more frequent substitutions. Moraidi over to Casper. Bounce to Ben Fatz, who finds Shir Moraidi cutting to the basket. Pass was a little bit behind him, so he has to pull it out. 8 on the shot clock. Over 5 minutes into the action now. Fatz backs in, turnaround, leaner, no, a little bit short with the shot clock down to 1. Here comes DeAndre Warren on the move. Warren takes it right to Sean Richardson. Off balance shot is good. Tough play from DeAndre Warren, but he's able to finish it off. Richardson gets the pass from Moraidi across half court. Moraidi drives, stripped, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints, 19 to shoot. 8-4 our score, and a timeout on the floor. 14:30 to play first half. St. Francis 8, St. Xavier 4. I'll be back in a moment.
Monitor
Fast start for St. Francis today. Scored 6 points right off the bat, took a 6-0 lead, but now they're 2.5 minutes scoreless. Their defense has played well. St. Xavier, second in the nation, averaging 96 points per game. They're shorthanded, though. They are without their top two scorers, Jordan Jackson and Andre Brandon. Brandon actually got hurt in a game played here about 2 weeks ago. And they haven't quite been the same without him. Like I said, they're averaging 96 a game. That number was 98 when Brandon was in the lineup. In the 3 games since he's gotten hurt, they're scoring just about 86 per game, which is still a high number for most teams, but not for them. As I said, no Jordan Jackson today either. This is the first game that they've played without him. So obviously they'll need to find scoring help from other sources. So far it hasn't happened, just 4 points in the first 5.5 minutes, but St. Xavier will lull you into a false sense of security sometimes. Doesn't take a lot to get them hot. Nick Nigo misses the 3-pointer short off the inbounds play. And Kevin Bishop takes it the other way, nearly lost the rebound. He bounced it off his own foot, but it is kept alive by the Cougars. There's a drive from Julian Barr all the way to the rim. No good over Casper, and he chases down his own rebound. Second chance for St. Xavier. Atwater works his way inside, kicks it out to Barr. 3-pointer, good. First made 3-pointer of the game for St. Xavier, making it a 1-point game. They average about 9.5 3-pointers made per game. Here's Sean Richardson into Shir Moraidi, shoveled outside. Richardson open for 3. That's the third of the game for St. Francis. First points for Sean Richardson. A drive and a foul will send Makai Wilson to the line. By the way, I was looking at the wrong stat line when I said that St. Xavier makes about 9.5 3-pointers per game. It's actually about 11.5 3-pointers per game for St. Xavier this year. Wilson misses the first free throw. So it just makes it a little bit more surprising that it took them about 6 minutes into today's game to get their first. St. Francis women's team already picked up a victory over St. Xavier today, so the men's side trying to make it 2 for 2. Makai Wilson goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And that's a surprise for a guy who shoots him at 77%. Saints nearly turned it over. Ben Fatz keeps it alive to Nick Nigo, who misses the 3. Rebound grab by Davion Lawrence. 11-7, St. Francis, 7 minutes in. Wilson crosses over on Richardson, gets to the rim, misses off the backboard. Offensive rebound, second chance, Davion Lawrence. No, third chance, Makai Wilson, yes. St. Xavier dominating the offensive glass today. Second chance points, actually, third chance right there. Makes it a 2-point game. Connor Casper is fouled from behind by Ashton Atwater. One thing that St. Xavier will do, they'll foul you a lot if you let them. Very aggressive defensively. That is their first foul of today's game. Shir Moraidi is the inbounder with a shot clock at 20. 2, that is, 22. Inbounded to Connor Casper. Over to Richardson. An offensive foul called on Richardson. So a little jab step from Richardson there, and Makai Wilson sold it. His acting job gets the foul called on St. Francis. Here's Ashton Atwater. Wilson, top of the key, 3-pointer, good, and St. Xavier has their first lead of the game. 7.5 minutes in, 12-11 our score. Here's Shir Moraidi finding Nick Nigo. Nigo bounces over to Ben Fatz. Cross court, Moraidi into the corner. Nigo, three-pointer, air ball. Shots aren't falling for Nigo so far today. Here's Kevin Bishop taking it right at Ben Fatz. No good on the runner. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by Moraidi. Lobbed ahead from Richardson to Casper. Connor Casper is blocked by Davion Lawrence. Here comes Wilson. Makai Wilson to the rack. It's good. Wilson is heating up, and he's called for the technical foul. Pretty obvious taunt on Wilson. You might be able to get away with that at some levels of basketball, but it's not here. Irresponsible play makes it free throws for St. Francis. That's the second foul on Wilson. Wilson's been heating up on offense. It's hard to figure. You know, he's thinking that it's just a good-natured taunt. But, again, at this level of basketball, I don't think I've ever seen something like that not called. There's no way you're not going to get called for a technical for taunting. And it's one of the best offensive players for St. Xavier now, forced probably to the bench for a while with 2 fouls. First free throw is good for Nick Nigo. One more coming. Saints have brought a few of their starters back in. Merrick Small and Aitor Anabadarte have returned to the floor. The second shot is good. One-point game. St. Xavier has the lead. Second unit is back on the floor for the Cougars. Sean Richardson working against the press. He gets it across half court with about 2 seconds left on the 10-second clock. Richardson bounces over to Small. Merrick Small gives back to Sean Richardson. Here's Shir Moraidi for 3. It's good. And the Saints are back on top. Sando Hill pulls up inside the three-point line, finds DeAndre Warren. Warren throws it up for Toyagic, and I think Toyagic was held on that play, so a foul is called on Sean Richardson. Second foul on Richardson. That's 4 on St. Francis.
Checking in for Fighting Saints number 2, Delshon Sims.
Lobbed in for Toyagic at half court. Walked up to the three-point line. Hand off to DJ Shelton. 13 to shoot for Shelton. Shelton runs into traffic, kicks it outside. DeAndre Warren finds a wide-open shooter. Toyagic misses the three-pointer from the corner. Anabadarte grabs the rebound and is immediately fouled. Third foul on St. Xavier. That one goes on Mason Cabelkas. Aitor Anabadarte inbounds to Delshon Sims. Sims picks up his dribble and he's fouled. That is the first foul on Sando Hill. It creates an inbounds play from the front court for the Fighting Saints. Shir Moraidi, junior from Israel, his second year with the St. Francis program, lobs it in for Aitor Anabadarte. Here's Delshon Sims. Down low, Anabadarte double team, finds the open shooter. That's Moraidi knocking down his second 3. He's hit 2 in a row, and he's built a 5-point lead for St. Francis. Hill fires over to Warren. A three-pointer in response is good. Big shot from Warren as St. Francis had seized momentum. St. Xavier able to quiet the crowd a little bit. Delshon Sims has it poked away by Sando Hill. Second steal today for Hill. Hill takes it straight in on Anabadarte, and he's fouled. So Sando Hill will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. 10:02 to play in the first half. It's almost exactly at the halfway point. St. Francis has led most of the way. They jumped out to a quick 6-0 lead. St. Xavier has kept it close, though. They've bounced back and forth a couple of times as well, although the Cougars are struggling from the free throw line. Not helping their cause right now. Second shot for Hill is no good. Rebound Anabadarte. Shir Moraidi looking down low for Merrick Small. He has him. Bounced back to Moraidi. Reverse layup is good. He's got the last 8 for the Fighting Saints. Sando Hill turns on the Jets. Picked up by Merrick Small at the free throw line. Hill kicks outside. Long three-pointer for Warren is good. DeAndre Warren is at 2 3-pointers, and he pulls the Cougars back to within 1 point. Anabadarte, guarded tightly by Shelton, across half court, fires over to Moraidi. Here's Small with 11 to shoot. Moraidi throws it away. It's picked off by Warren. DeAndre Warren goes one-on-one to the rim, and he's blocked by Shir Moraidi. Beautifully timed defensive play by Shir Moraidi. Now he tries to turn it into 3 points and does. So he turns the ball over, but he makes up for it with a defensive stop and a 3 ball. He's got 11 points in the first half. In fact, he's got the last 11 points for St. Francis. Sando Hill up top to Warren. Warren steps back behind the line, and he's got 3 3-pointers. It's Warren and Moraidi right now trading buckets. 11 points for each of them. Delshawn Sims going the other way, and he's fouled with 8:20 on the clock. We'll take a quick timeout. 24-23, St. Francis has the lead. Good back and forth action in the first half at the Sullivan Center today. I'll be back in just a moment. – 24-23, St. Francis has the 1-point lead behind a great run from Shir Moraidi, who's got 11 points on 4 of 5 shooting. 3 3-pointers for Moraidi, who came into today's game averaging just 4.6 points per game. So he's already more than doubled that, but DeAndre Warren has been huge on the other side. Likewise, 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from three-point range, 11 points. DeAndre Warren came into today averaging 7 points per game. So both guys have far outdone their season averages here in the first half. And as they've traded baskets, we find ourselves just about even. Almost 12 minutes into the game. St. Francis will be shooting free throws coming out of the timeout. Delshawn Sims was fouled going up on that last play. DeAndre Warren was called for his first. All 5 starters are back on the floor for St. Xavier, including Makai Wilson, who has 2 fouls. Delshawn Sims misses his first free throw. I mentioned before, free throw shooting has not been the forte of St. Xavier today. Cougars are 0 of 4 from the line. That was the first miss for St. Francis. They're now 3 for 4. Here's Ashton Atwater. Handing it off to Julian Barr. Kevin Bishop gives to Wilson. Wilson bounces to Bishop, who backs it up. Now Bishop working his way in on Merrick Small. He's able to turn it around and bank it home to tie the score at 25. Joffrey Nunnally working in the backcourt for St. Francis. Nunnally lobs it ahead for Delshawn Sims, who makes the catch in stride. Flips it back to Merrick Small, and Small is fouled. What a beautiful play from Delshawn Sims. He caught that ball like a wide receiver in stride. And then a no-look pass to Merrick Small. Just a perfect setup. Small was unable to finish, but he had his arm hit on the way up. So now he's got 2 free throws. Small is 74% from the line this year. A 59% shooter from the field. He misses the first free throw. We'll try again for the 1-point lead. It's good. Small's got 3 in the game. Kevin Bishop crosses over on Small. Reverse layup is good. Pretty move from Kevin Bishop. He's worked his way around Small on back-to-back possessions. See if St. Francis has an answer this time. It's Aitor Anabadarte across half court. Anabadarte finds Small. Small has it poked away, but he gets it back. Fired across court, Delshawn Sims, 10 to shoot. Sims gets a screen, steps back, wide open 3. It's good. That's the 7th three-pointer made this half by St. Francis. They're 7 of 11 from beyond the arc. Here's Makai Wilson. Wilson drives on Nunnally, and he's fouled and finishes. 6:53 to play first half. We're tied at 29. And Makai Wilson can give St. Xavier the lead back. Ben Fatz comes in for Merrick Small. The foul is the first of the game on Nunnally. Both teams have hit their foul limits, so it'll be free throws on any foul called the rest of the half. Aitor Anabadarte checks out for St. Francis. Ben Kreitz is in. Only the 3rd game this year that Kreitz has played in. Don Joachim has been one of the primary players off the bench this year for St. Francis. Joachim is not available today, so both teams are a little bit shorthanded. In the case of St. Xavier, though, as I mentioned before, it's their 2 leading scorers who are not able to play today. Andre Brandon and Jordan Jackson. Ramel Davis's pass deflected, but right back into his hands, and he's fouled by Mason Kabelkis. Ramel Davis will go to the free throw line. Second foul on Kabelkis, so he joins Makai Wilson as Cougars with 2 fouls. 1-1 for Davis, who is the Fighting Saints' leading scorer this year, but hasn't found any points yet today. A very good free throw shooter. He makes the first, so he'll get 1 more. Davis averages 14.1 points per game. And he makes both free throws here, so he's got his first 2 points of today's game. St. Francis has the lead. 6.5 minutes to play in the half. Shelton's pass deflected. He gets it back. Drives, and he's fouled on the floor. It's the 7th foul on St. Francis. So DJ Shelton will go to the line for a 1-1. First foul on Delshawn Sims. DJ Shelton at the line for the 1-1. Shelton is 10 of 15 from the line so far this year. Misses the front end. St. Xavier now 1 of 6 shooting free throws. Including that one, you missed the front end of a 1-and-1. It essentially counts as 2 missed free throws. Davis double teamed. Davis finds Ben Kreitz on the outside. Here's Delshawn Sims on the drive, knocked out of his hands by Hill. Davis picks up the loose ball, and he knocks it off of his own leg out of bounds. A little bit frenetic inside after the initial strip. And finally, St. Xavier comes away with possession. Sean Richardson checks back in for Delshawn Sims. He's playing with 2 fouls. Toyagic walks it off to the right side. Driving on, Ben Fatz. It's knocked out of his hands. Here comes Richardson. Sean Richardson is able to hold possession, gives it to Ramel Davis, to the rim, got it, and a foul. So Ramel Davis has his first field goal, and now trying to pick up his 5th point as Toyagic is called for his first foul. Davis makes his free throw. 4-point lead for St. Francis. Saints led 6-0. That remains the largest lead that they've held in this first half. Been up by 6 a couple of times. St. Xavier's worked their way in front briefly. DeAndre Warren misses the runner. Rebound grabbed by Davis. Ramel Davis coming to life after a quiet start. He's had a huge impact on the last few minutes. Richardson bounces down low to Ben Fatz. Fatz going one-on-one with Toyagic. Warren comes in to help. Kicked outside. Richardson finds a wide open Joffrey Nunnally for 3. Second three-pointer of the game for Joffrey Nunnally. And Sean Richardson knocks the ball loose. A fight for it on the floor. Shelton scoops it up. And a foul called on St. Francis. So Shelton was on the floor with it, had nowhere to go, so he kind of threw it up for grabs. And in the fight for that pass, there was a push called on St. Francis. Joffrey Nunnally called for his second. So fouls aplenty here in this first half. Both sides have multiple players with 2 fouls right now. We'll see how that plays out going forward. 4:48 on the clock. We've got a timeout on the floor. St. Francis has taken a 37-30 lead. So this is the biggest advantage that they have held so far today, and it's come courtesy of the 3-ball primarily. They have been shooting lights out from 3-point range. 8 of 12 right now. Nick Nigo is 0 for 3. So everybody else, not to put down Nick Nigo, but everybody else has gone 8 for 9 shooting 3-pointers. So incredible numbers from the outside, and when you look at numbers like that, if you're St. Xavier, to be down by only 7, you feel pretty good about that, although you'd rather not see your opposition shoot better than 60%. Saints are actually only 3 of 6 from 2-point range. They haven't taken too many of those, but this is one of the top shooting teams in the country. They fell below 50% with a rough afternoon against Viterbo on Saturday. They did win that game 58-53, but it was difficult putting the ball in the basket in that Saturday contest, and as a result, their field goal percentage dropped below 50, but just barely. They're at 49.7 entering today's game, which is still top 20 nationally. Mason Kabelka is set to shoot free throws here. It'll be a 1-and-1 for him. Kabelkis this season has not attempted a free throw. Saints have been fortunate that the Cougars have not been able to knock down their foul shots so far. Kabelkis does hit the front end here, though. Second attempt is no good. So another missed free throw. Keeps St. Xavier behind by 6. The ball goes through the hands of Aitor Anabatarte, and he calls timeout as he saves it. You don't want to burn a timeout in that situation, but St. Francis will apparently hold possession. Now they're looking at the clock to see if, I think that was a 10-second violation. The shot clock is only at 20 seconds right now.
Timeout, St. Francis.
I don't know. I don't remember 10 seconds going by, but I could be wrong. The shot clock is at 20, which means if they inbound it into the backcourt here, it will immediately be a 10-second violation. They added 1 second to the shot clock, but they are going to have to inbound it into the front court. So a sloppy mistake by the Fighting Saints right there. It looked like Anabatarte just took his eye off the ball, and it slipped through his hands. And he did enough just to save it from going out, was able to call the timeout before falling out, but tough spot now for the Fighting Saints to be in. The Cougars in good position to try to force a turnover. Inbounded to Nick Nigo. They're letting the clock run, so they did not, in fact, have to worry about beating the 10-second clock. Ramel Davis drives, flips it up and in. Bishop finds Davion Lawrence, and Lawrence knocks down the three. Here comes Aitor Anabatarte racing across half court. Gives it off to Davis. Richardson bounces over to Ben Fatz. Back to Richardson. Got Makai Wilson in the air. Found Anabatarte. Aitor Anabatarte has not scored yet today. He gives it up to Richardson. Quarter three is good. And the Saints remain red hot. 9 of 13 shooting three-pointers. Their lead is 8. Lawrence's pass deflected by Richardson, but Wilson is able to keep it alive. He steps into a three-pointer and knocks it down. Ahead for Nick Nigo. Nigo left all alone, and that's a goaltend. Davion Lawrence blocks the Nick Nigo shot, but it'll count for 2 for Nigo. And Robert Ford calls timeout, the fourth-year head coach of the Cougars. St. Francis is ahead by 7. 3:12 to play in the first half. The crowd has been active here in the first half today. St. Francis is trying to improve to 8-1 and remain atop the conference standings. Their only loss in CCAC play so far this season came back on December 7th on the road, a 3-point defeat at Indiana Northwest. They haven't lost in or out of the conference since then. They've won 6 consecutive games. And so today they are trying to match their longest winning streak of the season with their 7th in a row. St. Xavier's last loss was on December 31st. They've won 3 in a row. That last loss of theirs was just a 1-point game. It was right here, 94-93 final against Goshen of Indiana. Here's Atwater. Ashton Atwater passes off to Davion Lawrence. Lawrence is stripped and fouled. So Lawrence will go to the free throw line. 68% free throw shooter. It's the second foul on Aitor Anabatarte. Fouls have been so prevalent in this game that you've got to think free throw shooting is going to be a factor today for St. Xavier. They've got to clean it up. Just 2 of 8 as a team, including the front end of a 1-and-1. This will be their last 1-1. The next foul will put them into the double bonus. And Lawrence hit the back rim, but he got the roll. Doesn't matter how you do it, you got to put the ball in. He was able to that time. One more for Lawrence to try to pull the deficit to 5. That rims out. Rebound grab by Ben Fatz. Fatz puts it on the floor. He was looking to hand it off. Wasn't able to get it away, though, with the tight defensive pressure. Saints finally do get it across half court, set up the offense. Sims bounces over to Fatz, poked away, got it right back. Shir Moraidi out to McNigo, three-pointer. Nigo's off the mark, but the rebound goes to Anabadarte. Back to Nigo. Shir Moraidi's had a big first half, 11 points for him. He flings it across to Nigo, down to the posts. This is Ben Fatz, triple team. Fatz fights it up in traffic and scores. 4 defenders around him. He's able to score anyway. First 2 points for him. Makai Wilson spins around Nigo and draws the foul. So it's an 8-point lead for St. Francis, but the Cougars get to go back to the free throw line. It's Makai Wilson doing the shooting here. Wilson is the leading scorer for St. Xavier, 13 points. He and DeAndre Warren have combined for 25 now after making that free throw. 25 of the 39 for St. Xavier. Davis back in for the Saints. Anabadarte sits down with his 2 fouls. Second free throw misses. They have not had a 2-for-2 trip to the line yet today. Nigo gets it into the cutting Sims behind the basket. Has to pull it back out. Moraidi for 3. He's 4 for 4. 14 points for Shir Moraidi, 49-39. Bishop thought about the answer. Instead, he takes it inside the three-point line, loses the ball out of bounds. It was last touched by Ben Fatz. St. Xavier will keep it. Ashton Atwater is the inbounder with 22 on the shot clock. Lawrence, long 3 is good. Both teams are stroking it from the outside. 49-42 our score, and a foul is called on Julian Barr in the backcourt. Playing Delshawn Sims a little bit too close. So Sims gets 1 and 1. That is foul number 9 on St. Xavier. So after this, both teams will get 2 free throws in every foul. Sims makes the first. Hill and Warren back on the floor for St. Xavier. Barr and Wilson sit down. Sims misses the second free throw. 50-42. Cougars basketball trailing. We approach the final minute of the first half. Hill works his way in, kicks it out to Bishop. Kevin Bishop on the drive, misses off the backboard. Rebound grabbed by St. Francis. So the Saints are in the driver's seat coming down the stretch in the first half. Ben Fatz gets it to the cutting Ramel Davis, and Davis is able to finish at the rim. Nice find, nice finish. The lead is back to double digits. Hill gives to Bishop. Probably the final offensive possession of the half for St. Xavier. They want to make it count. They move the ball around to DeAndre Warren. Warren misses the three-pointer, and Davis boxes out Atwater and lets the ball go out of bounds. So St. Francis can take the final shot of the half. Inbounded to Delshawn Sims. Cougars are going to try to force the turnover here with the press, but Fighting Saints are able to get it across half court, so they can run the clock down now to 0. And wrap up the first half with this possession. Sims guarded by DeAndre Warren. Warren bounces over to Davis. Back to Sims. Sims drives the baseline into the corner. Shir Moraidi, three-pointer. His first miss from long range this half, and that is how the half ends. An impressive first half for St. Francis as they try to pick up their 7th consecutive win. They've got a double-digit lead on St. Xavier at the half. 52-42 our score. 15 minutes on the clock for halftime. And I'll be back after that to get you first half stats and second half action. St. Francis has the lead on St. Xavier with 20 minutes still to play. Those kids are different. 10-point lead for St. Francis over St. Xavier at halftime. 52-42 is our score. Fighting Saints led pretty much the whole way in that first half, but it was very competitive. We had 6 lead changes, 3 ties. The current 10-point lead is the biggest lead the Fighting Saints have enjoyed in this game. 65% from the field, 63% from three-point range. That's how they got to 52 points in the first half today after scoring 58 points total in a win on Saturday. St. Xavier shot the ball extremely well from the outside as well, 53% on three-pointers. They're 8 of 15, but just 7 of 16 from two-point range. Leading scorers for the Fighting Saints, Shir Moraidi's got 14, 9 for Ramel Davis. Aitor Anabadarte, 14 points per game for the season. He has not scored today, 0 for 1 from the field. However, he does have team highs with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Makai Wilson gets the second half started with a 3. He is the game leader now with 17 points. He is 3 for 4 from three-point range. Delshawn Sims for the Fighting Saints gives it up top to Ramel Davis. Hand off to Nunnally. It's Davis driving on Kevin Bishop, getting inside and getting fouled. Free throws were a key storyline in the first half. Fighting Saints 8 of 11 from the stripe. The Cougars were 4 for 12. This has been a very fast-paced game. It's been a very physical game. Both teams have been aggressive. So there were a ton of fouls in the first half. Don't be shocked to see a whole lot more in the second. Davis's first free throw is good. And so you figure free throws are going to be a big factor in this game. On the season, St. Xavier's at 73%, St. Francis is at 77%. So the Saints are a little bit better, but not dramatically so. But again, today it's been dramatic. Saints are +6 now from the foul line, +9 for the game. Davion Lawrence giving it to Ashton Atwater. Atwater gets the screen to his left, steps back behind the line. Lawrence into Makai Wilson. Back outside, Julian Barr for 3. And the Cougars have hit back-to-back three-pointers to open the second half. Sims across half court. Gives to Aitor Anabadarte. Back to Delshawn Sims. 16 on the shot clock. Saints haven't done much so far in this possession. Here's Anabadarte working in the post. Double teamed. Kicks it outside to Sims. Delshawn Sims drives. Lays it up. Misses, but he's fouled. So Sims will go to the line for 2 shots. And fouls are starting to pile up on St. Xavier. That's the first on Davion Lawrence. Mason Kabelkis has 2. Makai Wilson has 2. So nobody's at 3 yet. Wilson picked up his second with over 8 minutes remaining in the first half. He played a lot of those minutes and has not picked up his third yet. Sims goes 2 of 2 at the line. 56-48, St. Francis. Cougars have knocked down a couple of three-pointers already this half. And there's number 3, Davion Lawrence from the outside. Lawrence knocks down his third three-pointer today. Both of these teams, three-point shooting has been off the charts. Inside, that's a two-pointer, but it's an easy 2 for Merrick Small, left all alone underneath the hoop. And Aitor Anabadarte found him for his 5th assist today. Makai Wilson misses the three-pointer this time, and Small grabs the rebound. So the Saints, after giving up 3 consecutive three-pointers, get a big 2 from Small. And then a defensive stop, so they're trying to create a little momentum here. It's Nunnally, down low to Small. Small against a pair of defenders, kicks it out to Sims. Delshawn Sims knocks down the 3. Atwater drives on Nunnally. Atwater stripped inside and a foul called on Joffrey Nunnally. That's his 3rd. So the Cougars have picked up a lot of fouls, but they've avoided too much significant trouble on any individual. The Saints now do have a player with 3 fouls. Aitor Anabadarte's got 2. Sean Richardson has 2. And now Nunnally's got 3. Nunnally has 6 points today on a couple of 3-pointers. Atwater makes the free throw.
Checking in for the Fighting Saints, number 5, Nino.
Cougars had a bunch of chances in the first half. Never once went 2 of 2 from the line. Let's see if their fortunes change here in the second half. They do. Finally, they knock down 2 in a row. 61-53 as Nick Nigo checks in for Nunnally. Aitor Anabadarte hands it off to Ramel Davis. Small to Sims. Shot clock is down to 10 for Davis. Ramel Davis fires outside to Nick Nigo. Nigo didn't catch it cleanly, wanted the 3, but didn't have it. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Merrick Small did not get it off on time. Shot bounces in, but it's a violation and a turnover for St. Francis, the 8th of the game. St. Xavier's only turned it over twice. A big part of the reason, along with the 3-point shooting, that they're still in this game right now. Atwater fires it out to Wilson. Makai Wilson pulls up at the free throw line, misses the jumper. Rebound knocked around, and it is saved by Wilson, but right to Delshawn Sims. So Sims is off and running for the Fighting Saints. Ramel Davis, little leaner, is good. Davis has 13. Matching Delshawn Sims, who's also got 13. There's Davion Lawrence from the corner. Lawrence has his 4th 3-pointer of the game. Lawrence, just a 31% shooter from the outside, averages about 1 made 3 per game. He's got 4 today. Aitor Anabadarte is fouled. I think that's going to be on Ashton Atwater, but Lawrence was in there as well. The foul does go on Atwater. It's his 2nd.
St. Xavier foul number 0, Ashton Atwater, his 2nd.
Number 3 on St. Xavier this half.
Line change for the St. Xavier Cougars.
Second team comes on for St. Xavier. Ben Fatz checks in for St. Francis. Lobbed in for Anabadarte. High post, he fakes the handoff, works his way in on Kabelkas. Turnaround jumper, no good. Anabadarte still scoreless today. Here's DeAndre Warren stepping up to the 3-point line. Out to Sando Hill. Hill drives, gets underneath the basket, throws it outside to Kabelkas, whose foot was on the sideline. 3rd turnover of the game committed by St. Xavier. Shir Moraidi checks in for Ramel Davis. Moraidi had a huge first half, 14 points, 4 of 5 from beyond the 3-point arc. Delshawn Sims works his way across half court, and then his back foot steps back on the other side of the line. So it is a backcourt violation against Sims. So back-to-back turnovers, one for St. Xavier, and a player had his foot on the sideline, and one for St. Francis, for having his foot just barely over the backcourt line. 2 types of turnovers you don't see very often. Sims is also called for a delay of game warning, which doesn't mean anything unless it happens one more time. Kabelkas pull up from the elbow, rims out, and the rebound grabbed by Anabadarte. Senior from Spain, leading the way in rebounds today. Ben Fatz actually has 1 more than Aitor Anabadarte has. Both of them are rebounding well. Here's Fatz in possession. Passed over to Delshawn Sims. Down low, Anabadarte. Help defense comes. He kicks it out to Sims, and Sims knocks down the 3. I've talked a lot about Aitor Anabadarte not scoring today, but he's done a lot of that. Getting extra defensive attention inside and then kicking it out to the open shooter. And that's created a lot of points today. Foul called on Nick Nigo. As Marko Tojagic went up for the shot. It looked like Nigo was there first, but he just didn't hold his footing as the contact was made. And so a defensive foul called with 14:43 to play in the second half. 66-56. St. Francis maintains a 10-point lead. Quick break here. I'll be back in just a moment. Ten-point lead for St. Francis. They were up by 10 at halftime. Still are. They have lit up the scoreboard from three-point range. St. Xavier has been able to respond in kind for a good portion of the evening. And so they've been able to keep it relatively close. Remember, St. Xavier is playing without their top two scorers. Andre Brandon's missing his fourth consecutive game. Jordan Jackson missing his first. The Saints 12 of 18 from three-point range. 16 points now for Delshawn Sims. He's 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Shir Moraidi is 4 of 5, and he's got 14 points. Kevin Bishop is waiting by the scores table to check in for Marko Tojagic after this free throw. But other than that, the starters have returned for St. Xavier. The backups have entered the game for Ryan Marks' Fighting Saints. Connor Casper is in. I guess that's the only one. Moraidi, Fats, and Nigo were already out there. Delshawn Sims remains in. Tojagic misses a free throw. These are not bad free throw shooters for St. Xavier. A lot of guys who are 70% or better have been missing. Tojagic is the one exception. He has been bad from the line this year. He actually hasn't made a free throw this season. He's now 0 for 8. But the team is well over 70% for the year. They might not be by the end of the day today. 6 for 16. Shir Moraidi lobs it in for Ben Fats. Double teamed, kicked outside. Nigo. Back to Sims with the shot clock running out. Delshawn Sims knocks down another three. He's 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. And that one, a good 6 to 8 feet behind the three-point line with the shot clock running out. He's got 19 points, and Ashton Atwater responds with a layup. 69-58, that 13-point lead was the biggest of the day for St. Francis. It's down to 11. Saints are running out of time, and Connor Casper is just able to beat the 10-second clock. Ahead for Ben Fats, who's fouled. So free throws coming up for St. Francis. Tojagic is called for his second foul. 2 shots here for the St. Francis reserve center. Fats at 71% for the year. He misses the first. Bishop's finally able to check in. The Cougars have been playing with their starting unit for the last minute plus. There was no stoppage after Tojagic missed those 2 free throws to finally get Bishop in. Fats goes 1 of 2. So the lead is 12. Drive from Atwater. Atwater is blocked and a foul is called. Shir Moraidi got his hand on the ball. It looked like his block was clean. Actually, they do call it on Moraidi. I thought they were going to get somebody else for that from behind. So foul is on Shir Moraidi. That's number 2 on him. Number 3 on the Fighting Saints, and Atwater will get 2 shots. Atwater's the one guy who's been making them from the line today for St. Xavier. He's got 5 points, all of them so far in the second half. He goes 1 of 2. Sean Richardson sets it up for St. Francis and gets it to Connor Casper across half court. Inside, Shir Moraidi has the layup. Nice find from Sean Richardson, who has the assist. Drive from Davion Lawrence. Lawrence can't finish at the rim. Connor Casper grabs the rebound. Richardson out to Moraidi, this time on the outside. Moraidi bounces to Ben Fetz, and an offensive foul called on Shir Moraidi.
St. Francis foul, 24, Shir Moraidi.
72-59, 12:56 to play, so 3 fouls on Moraidi now, 2 of them within the last minute. He's also got 16 points. He and Delshawn Sims have combined for 35 today. Those 2 guys are leading the way for the Fighting Saints. Not typically your leading scorers on this team, but they've both stepped up in a big way today. Makai Wilson fires the 3 and misses. Rebound to the sideline and out of bounds.
Fighting Saints basketball.
Casper and Richardson work in the backcourt. Connor Casper across the timeline. Nearly lost the ball, but he's able to get it away to Moraidi. Richardson slows it down. 13 on the shot clock. Sean Richardson has it stolen, but a kick is called on Bishop. The ball is dribbled off of his foot. So he's not quite able to come up with the steal. It'll still be St. Francis possession.
Checking in for the Fighting Saints, number 21,
Aitor Anabadarte checks back in for Connor Casper. Ball is inbounded to Anabadarte. Guarded tightly by Ashton Atwater. Down low, it's Ben Fatz working against Bishop. Kicked outside, Moraidi for 3. He's got another one. His 5th three-pointer. He's got 19 points. Matching Delshawn Sims for the game high. Atwater drives and kicks. Bishop tries to answer for 3 and misses it short. Rebound Richardson. For all the guys who make lots of threes for St. Xavier, and they do make lots, Kevin Bishop isn't one of them. He hasn't made a 3 yet this year. But he does come up with a deflection and a steal here. Bishop drives on Fatz, shovels it off to Lawrence. Davion Lawrence is fouled by Aitor Anabadarte. That's his 3rd. It's been a weird game for Aitor Anabadarte. He came into today's game just 1 point behind Ramel Davis for the team lead in scoring. He has not scored today. He's got only 2 field goal attempts. But he has been very active. 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and now he's committed 3 fouls. Davion Lawrence makes the first of 2 free throws. Well, the Fighting Saints go back to their bench. Merrick Small, Ramel Davis, Joffrey Nunnally come in. So all of the starters are back on the floor except for Delshawn Sims. Nunnally and Anabadarte are both playing with 3 fouls now. Shir Moraidi, who just sat down, also has 3. Free throw is good for Lawrence. And a timeout is called. 11:34 on the clock. 75-61. St. Francis. Fighting Saints have led this one pretty much from the beginning. There have been 6 lead changes in this one, but they went back and forth a few times very early. But the Cougars have never led by more than 3 points. and they have not had any lead in about 20 minutes of game action. So the Saints have been in control of this one for the most part. Certainly in the second half they have. They were up by 10 at halftime, and it has been in double figures pretty much ever since. They've been led by a couple of unlikely sources. I mentioned before, Delshawn Sims and Shir Moraidi have been the stars of the game for St. Francis. Neither of them are typically big scorers. They're both good shooters, but today they have been amazing shooters. Sims is 5 for 5 from three-point range. Moraidi is 5 for 6. Coming into today, Shir Moraidi was a 36% three-point shooter. Delshawn Sims 41%. Two of them on average combined to score 10.5 points per game. And today they've got 38 between the two of them. And they have helped St. Francis to a 14-point lead. Ramel Davis is also in double figures at 13 points. He also, by the way, is 4 of 4 from the field. St. Francis has only missed one shot in the second half. They're 7 of 8, and they're shooting now 71% for the game. Bit of a departure from Saturday when they beat Viterbo 58-53. They surpassed that point total in the first minute of the second half. They struggled to get the shooting percentage near 40 on Saturday. Today they're at 70. It's a very different type of game. Nice move. Aitor Anabadarte spins inside and has his first 2 points today. Here's Sando Hill with the answer. A quick layup for Hill. Anabadarte to Richardson. Nunnally gets it across the timeline and fires over to Ramel Davis. Anabadarte on the outside, bounces down low for Merrick Small. Quickly double teamed, tries to find Anabadarte cutting, but the ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touched by St. Francis. Hill walks it up to the three-point line. Nearly knocked away by Richardson. Hill keeps possession for St. Xavier. DeAndre Warren had a big first half, looking for his first points in the second half, but he misses the three. Offensive rebound, Toyagic. He gives to Kabelkis, and Kabelkis can't connect on the three. Warren chases down the loose ball. Third opportunity here for St. Xavier, approaching the 10-minute mark of the second half. This is Toyagic spinning in the paint and scoring over Merrick Small. Nice move inside by Toyagic. St. Xavier's down by just 12. Have not let the Saints pull away despite the outstanding shooting of St. Francis. Richardson drives and kicks. Here's Anabadarte up top. Nunnally bounces to Small. Anabadarte has 10 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson for three. It's good. Around the rim, it came out, kissed the glass, and fell for Richardson. His third three of the game. He's got 9 points. Small blocks the shot of DeAndre Warren, but he's called for the foul. First of the game on Merrick Small.
It's a medium timeout.
80-65, St. Francis has the lead over St. Xavier. 9:26 to play in the second half. See if Cougars have a run in them. They've got one of the best offenses in the country, so this one is not at all safe for the Fighting Saints. I'll take a quick break. Be back in just a moment as we come down in the final 9.5 minutes of today's contest. 15-point lead for the Fighting Saints. 9:26 on the clock. St. Xavier will be shooting free throws. Coming out of this timeout, it'll be DeAndre Warren at the line. Warren, as I mentioned, had a big first half, scored 11 points in 10 minutes off the bench. He's been quiet so far in the second half. We'll see if he can get rolling here. St. Xavier just 45% as a team from the line today. And Warren takes a few percentage points off of that. .77% on the year. And he makes the second one. 80-66. Julian Barr comes off the bench for St. Xavier. Shir Moraidi is back in for St. Francis. Aitor Anabararte is on the bench. Moraidi gets across half court and gives the ball up to Sean Richardson. Richardson dribbles to his left, gives it to Moraidi. Shir Moraidi for three, short. Rebound Merrick Small, second chance is there. And a steal for Sean Richardson on the inbounds play. So the Saints can make it back-to-back buckets. As they look to pull away from St. Xavier, the lead is up to 16 with under 9 minutes to go. Davis lobs to Richardson. Back into Davis. Davis up and in, and a foul. Atwater tried to draw the charge. The call went against him instead, and now Davis has a chance to make this a three-point play as the Saints have built a big lead in this second half. This would make it a 19-point game. But the free throw rims out for Ramel Davis. Still a lot of time here. Bishop kicks into the corner for Julian Barr, and Barr misses the three. Offensive rebound, Davion Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get it to Atwater, and a foul is called on Sean Richardson. St. Xavier in a game here a couple of weeks ago against McPherson College scored over 80 points in one half. So they have shown how much they can score in bunches. So even a 17-point lead here, and a 17-point lead with 8:23 to go is never game over, but it's not at all comfortable for St. Francis right now. This, however, is not the same St. Xavier team. I gave the number earlier. In the 3 games since Andre Brandon went out, their average points per game is down by about 13. And St. Francis has been scoring at a pretty impressive rate today themselves. Davis loses the ball. It's taken away by the Cougars. Here comes Makai Wilson. Wilson drives on Nunnally and kicks it back out. Atwater works his way inside, kicks it out to Lawrence for three. Not this time. Lawrence has been good from behind the arc today, but not able to connect on that one. Another offensive rebound for the Cougars, and Lawrence turns it into a layup. Cougars have gotten a lot of second chances today. Here's Shir Moraidi on the run. Moraidi is called for the offensive foul, and that's number 4 on him. It's a turnover committed by St. Francis, and now 4 fouls on Moraidi, who's had his best game of the season with 19 points. Delshawn Sims checks in for St. Francis. I think Moraidi is going to come out late here. Anabararte checks in. Anabarte's got 3 fouls, so he's in a little bit of trouble himself in that regard, but 3 is fewer than 4. Did the quick math there on that. Atwater gives it to Lawrence. There's Julian Barr stepping back behind the line, missing the three-pointer short. Rebound poked around, still loose. And Ashton Atwater finally comes away with it. Nice work by Atwater. Lawrence inside on Anabadarte. He's fouled, and he's able to finish. And now 4 fouls on Aitor Anabadarte, and Davion Lawrence has sparked a run here for the Cougars that has pulled them within 12 and a chance to make it 11 right here. Davion Lawrence has really come to life over the last few minutes. 6 straight points for the Cougars. And that makes it 7. Lawrence now has 19 for the game. Anabadarte playing with his 4 fouls. Here's Ramel Davis over to Delshawn Sims. Bounce to Ben Fatz, high post. Fatz gives it to Sims. Sims has had a huge game today. Aitor Anabadarte bounces down low. Ben Fatz makes a move inside, misses. And St. Xavier takes it the other way. Here's Bishop. Bishop kicks it out to Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get inside, poked away by Ben Fatz. Atwater inside, kicks out to Warren. DeAndre Warren drives, kicks to Lawrence, three-pointer, no. Rebound Anabadarte. So finally, St. Francis is able to clear a defensive rebound. Delshawn Sims loses the ball, gets it back, gives to Ben Fatz. Fatz can't finish, fight for the rebound, and Davion Lawrence bats it out of bounds. 6:02 for the game. St. Francis will keep possession with 20 on the shot clock. Fighting Saints were in control. They had an 18-point lead with Ramel Davis at the line to try to make it 19. He missed that free throw, and ever since, it's been all Cougars. They've scored 9 consecutive points. Inbounds goes to Connor Casper, guarded by DJ Shelton. Here's Ben Fatz down low, 10 to shoot. He's got the mismatch with DeAndre Warren on him, and Fatz is able to score right over Warren. Snaps a 2-minute scoreless stretch for St. Francis and ends the 9-0 St. Xavier run. Quick three, DeAndre Warren puts the Cougars right back on the board. 5.5 minutes to play. It is a 10-point game. Connor Casper to Delshawn Sims, who gets it across half court just in time, but Marko Tojagic comes up with a steal. Kabelkis for 3, rims out. And the rebound is grabbed by Casper. Casper quickly trapped, fires ahead for Sims, and out's off to the races. Delshawn Sims stripped out of bounds by DeAndre Warren. It was 2-on-2. Sims, rather than slowing it down, decided to go right at DeAndre Warren, see if he could outrun him, and he couldn't. But he does keep possession for St. Francis as Warren knocked the ball out. Aitor Anabadarte checks in. Ryan Marks just trying to buy a little extra time for his star center, who's got 4 fouls. It's an offensive possession here. There will be a timeout on the next dead ball. And a foul called on Tojagic. He got tangled up with Ben Fatz. So that's the 6th foul on St. Xavier. They've hit their foul limit for the half. Inbounded to Anabadarte, who scores off the backboard. 12-point lead. Anabadarte has 4 points now to match his 4 fouls. Under 5 minutes to play. Warren, 3-pointer. Good. That's 2 in a row for DeAndre Warren. He hit 3 3-pointers in the first half, now has 5 for the game at 18 points. Joffrey Nunnally works his way inside, runs into the defensive wall and pulls it back out. 15 to shoot. A nice pass to a cutting Joffrey Nunnally, who finishes at the rim. Pretty pass from Ramel Davis. Nunnally's got 8 points. Sando Hill is blocked by Ben Fatz. St. Xavier had taken momentum, but Fighting Saints always had a fairly sizable lead, and now they're trying to take that momentum back and put this game away with a few big scores. Davis, we got a blocking foul called. Two officials looked at each other, wanted to make sure they were on the same page. They both had that on the defense. 3:59 to play in the second half. St. Francis 90, St. Xavier 79. And we've got a timeout here with just under 4 minutes to play. St. Xavier's shot the ball extremely well today. And they've been able to keep themselves in the game because of that. 14 of 31 from beyond the three-point line. A little bit better in the first half. They were better than 50% for the first half, but 45% for the game. St. Francis is 68% for the game, and that is not really a reasonable number. You'd expect them to miss a few more than that, but they've all been pretty much open looks. Those are available on occasion against St. Xavier because they do collapse so aggressively whenever the ball is sent inside. So it does leave open shooters, creates a lot of turnovers, but it creates open shots as well. St. Francis has been able to take advantage of that fact today. And if you gave them all of the same shots again, I still don't think they would make 15 of 22 a second time. But again, they've been getting themselves really good shots. And they've been able to maintain a lead as a result. They've had the lead in this game for all but about 2 minutes. St. Xavier's biggest lead was 3. Last time they were ahead was about 28 minutes ago of game time. St. Francis has been up by as many as 18. St. Xavier followed that up with a 9-0 run. And it's been right around the spot we're at right now ever since. It's an 11-point game with a chance to make it 12 or 13 from the line, and Davis misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So he's missed 2 straight free throws, typically an 80% shooter. Atwater, guarded by Sims, gives it up to Warren. DeAndre Warren gets the screen, finds Bishop in the corner. Bishop drives the baseline, kicks it to Julian Barr. Corner 3 from Barr is no good. And Ben Fatz wrestles the rebound away from Kevin Bishop. So time is becoming a factor now as Davis walks it across half court and gives to Joffrey Nunnally. Double-digit lead for St. Francis approaching the 3-minute mark. The Cougars are getting close to desperation mode here, but a big steal for Bishop. He can't hold on. And now the question is, did he have possession? It looks like they're going to say yes, he did. So it's a steal for Bishop, but a turnover, which means the shot clock resets to 30 for St. Francis. If the officials determine that Bishop never fully had the steal, there'd be under 10 to shoot right now. Knocked right back out of bounds by the Cougars. Anabarte will inbound from the sideline. Finds Joffrey Nunnally. Anabarte looking for Fatz. The pass is knocked away again, but Davion Lawrence steps on the line trying to save it. So it'll belong to the Fighting Saints. This has been a roller coaster possession. It has looked on multiple occasions like the Saints were going to lose the ball. They just keep getting it back. Nearly stolen again. When all is said and done, it's a very effective possession for St. Francis. St. Xavier hasn't had the ball in about 45 seconds. Three-pointer Delshawn Sims, and when it ends that way, it's even better. 14-point game. Delshawn Sims now has 6 threes and 22 points as Davion Lawrence misses at the rim. Delshawn Sims is running ahead for Ramel Davis, and Davis lays it in. Saints are pulling away once again, and now St. Xavier needs something resembling a miracle to come back in this one. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Atwater bounces into Bishop. Reverse layup. Rests on the rim and falls. Well, that was on the rim for a long time before finally going in. The Cougars badly needed that bucket. Sims across half court, under 2 minutes to play. Annabeth Arte bounces over to Ben Fatz. Joffrey Nunnally with the shot clock under 10. Annabeth Arte makes a move and misses the reverse. Fight for the rebound. Annabeth Arte is fouled going up. So Davis kept the rebound alive. Annabeth Arte gets to the line. 95 seconds to play. Fighting Saints are closing in on the century mark. This is already a season high in points for them. It had been 92 in a win over Goshen on December 30th, and they got 95 tonight, so they've hit their high, but they can hit 100 for the first time all year. This game has been played at St. Xavier's pace. The Cougars like to move it up and down the floor. They're the #1 scoring team in the CCAC. St. Francis is the #1 defensive team in the CCAC, and they've given up well over their average, 81 points. They typically allow only 66 per game, but they've been able to play at St. Xavier's preferred pace as Julian Barr lays it in. And Robert Ford calls timeout. 1:28 to play. 96-83, St. Francis has the lead. And as long as the Fighting Saints can hold on to the ball and avoid any big mistakes, they're going to have their 7th consecutive win and improve to 8-1 in the CCAC. These two teams came into play today, both at 7-1. But at least for the moment, it looks as though the home team is going to be the team that's moving ahead in the standings. We're not going to call it over just yet, but St. Xavier's going to have to do something crazy here. Shir Moraidi checks back in. 19 points for him today off the bench. He's on the floor with Aitor Annabeth Arte, Ben Fatz, Joffrey Nunnally, and Delshawn Sims. Annabeth Arte is the trigger man on the inbounds play. Fires to Moraidi, who lobs it ahead for Delshawn Sims. Sims got into the front court, decided to slow it down rather than attack Makai Wilson. Warren knocks the ball away. Sims gets it back in the backcourt. And a timeout is called from the St. Francis bench. So Sims was trying to slow the game down a little bit. He was attacked by Warren, who knocked the ball loose. Makai Wilson was there as well. And Sims was able to keep the dribble alive despite it being knocked away from him. He stuck with the ball as it moved into the backcourt. So there was no backcourt violation because St. Xavier touched it. But he was in trouble. So Ryan Marks got a timeout called from the sideline. 19 on the shot clock, 1:17 remaining in the game. Annabeth Arte will be the inbounder from just shy of half court. Tries to bounce it in to Nunnally, but it's taken away by Atwater. Atwater's pass is deflected right back into his hands, and he's blocked, but a foul called on St. Francis. This is going to go on Aitor Annabeth Arte, and that's his 5th. So he's done with 72 seconds remaining in the game. Aitor Annabeth Arte fouls out with just 5 points today. Came in averaging 14 a game. He did have 8 rebounds and 7 assists in the game. The 5 points is not because he had a bad shooting night. It's because He just didn't get that many opportunities. He went 2 for 4 from the field. But St. Xavier shut him down a lot. So Ashton Atwater's headed to the line, 2 shots, trailing by 13. Davis checked back in for Anabadarce as Atwater makes the first of 2 free throws. Second shot misses. Rebound grab by Shir Moraidi. Now the Saints have to get it across half court. They've had a hard time doing it lately. The ball poked free by Atwater. Nunnally gives it to Sims, and Sims does get it across to Moraidi. Kevin Bishop knocks it away from Shir Moraidi out of bounds. Saints basketball. When you're ahead by double digits in the final minute, even taking up the 11 seconds they already have on this possession has been a partial victory. Into Delshawn Sims. They'll try to run a few more seconds off the clock and hopefully end it with a score to put this game away. Davis gives it to Sims. Sims working against Warren. Drives. Kicks into the corner. Three-pointer Moraidi. Bounces around the rim. Does not fall. Bishop grabs the rebound. So down to 40 seconds here. St. Xavier trying to overcome the 12-point deficit. Kevin Bishop kicks it out to Julian Barr. Barr steps up to the three-point line. Misses. Offensive rebound. Barr grabs his own miss. Goes up with it again. No good. This time Ben Fatz picks it up, and that should do it. St. Francis gets it across half court. Delshawn Sims now and just run it out. Ramel Davis pulls it back, and St. Francis is able to knock off St. Xavier's today by a final score of 96-84. Good win for the Fighting Saints. Cougars playing without some of their top scorers today, but they still put up a fight. Shot the ball well, put 84 points on the board, but St. Francis has been a tough team to beat of late, and they keep it rolling. 7 consecutive victories for the Saints as they improve to 14-2 overall this season, and a very impressive 8-1 in conference play. Their only loss was a 3-point game against Indiana Northwest back in early December. It's the only thing standing between them and CCAC perfection right now. Coming up on Saturday, they'll head out to Iowa to take on the Fighting Bees of St. Ambrose. Back home next Wednesday as they try to keep this winning streak rolling. For the Fighting Saints and the Cougars, February 22nd will be the next meeting as they will wrap up the regular season against one another. We'll see what that game looks like on the south side of Chicago as the Fighting Saints and Cougars figure to be in the running both for top of the CCAC by that point as well. So there could be a lot on the line when they meet up once again. Let's look at some of the final stats from today's game. Really good game for Delshawn Sims, a perfect 6 of 6 from three-point range. He finished today with 22 points, 19 for Shir Moraidi. Aitor Anabadarce led the way with 7 assists. He and Ben Fatz each had 9 rebounds today. The Saints shot 70% as a team today. They shot 70% from three-point range. Cougars were 47% overall, 44% on three-pointers. St. Xavier turned the ball over only 4 times today. St. Francis coughed it up 16 times, but it's hard to beat a team. Even if you only commit 4 turnovers, it's hard to beat a team that shoots 70% overall and from three-point range. And St. Francis is indeed able to come away with the 12-point victory. That's going to do it for today's broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this one as St. Francis improves to 14-2 on the season with the victory. St. Xavier falls to 12-5, 7-2 in conference. Cougars, by the way, remain 10-2 elsewhere, 2-3 in this arena. They're probably grateful. This is the last game they have on the schedule at St. Francis this year. Who knows what conference tournament play has in store, but for now, they're done here. St. Francis beats St. Xavier 96-84. Until next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off from Joliet, Illinois. Enjoy the rest of your night.